welcome into Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. I'm your host, Ahman Green, along with my good friend and co-host, Jon Audius, man. Jon, how you doing?
What's going on, Ahman? What's new with you, man?
Oh, man. This past weekend, went down to Kansas City, Missouri, and watched the high school esports nationals between high schools from all over the United States. We had from, I believe, from Florida, Texas, from New York City, I think Virginia, California, and it was a really good competition. And I'll pull up the screen here so everybody can see the competitions and the teams. So let me start at the top of this. So we had, and I had a lot of friends there that I worked with before at other events. You remember Bubba Gator that we had on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there. He was part of production. And helping out, and that's where he lives, actually. And then we had Below Average Q. I didn't get a chance to meet up with him because he's also in the Kansas City area. But I went down there with one of my good new friends, faculty members, Alex Fernando, who works on campus with me. He's the assistant assistant to the director of recruitment here on campus at the College of Journalism and Mass Communication. As you see here, that was the highlights of some of the games, but they had these games in person. They had Brawlhalla, Rocket League, and Valorant. It was some really good gameplay from all those games.
Yeah.
Brawlhalla, Rocket League. I say Valorant obviously gets the most intense one because you get the guys focusing really, really hard. And I need to bring my mic over. Sorry, it's behind me.
That's okay. There we go.
It was behind me. So, but yeah, that Val, man, because the kids, obviously you get competitive. You don't want to lose. You start dialing back, and I think the finals between St. Don Bosco High School, or say Bosco High School out of California, went to you win it when you get 13 wins, and they broke. You got to win by 2, and they broke. I think they went all the way up to 18 and 16 before it was a victor, before it was a winner. So yeah, handing out my business cards for recruiting and everything going on out there. So these are the games. These are also games you have played virtually: Minecraft, Halo, Chess Online, CS:GO, and Rainbow Six PC only, as you see there. And they had the prize pools. These are the prizes for high school kids. And
what?
Yes, you see that?
$25,000.
Hey, I wasn't gonna win that in high school going to the football championship.
Yeah, how can they do right? That's a great point. How can they do that? You're a high school football player. You can't win the state championship and get $10,000. Well,
you get NIL stuff now, but you're not gonna get paid to win as these kids were down in Kansas City and really all over the United States, because there's been high school state championships happening all over the United States. But the HSEL, they have been running, I want to say, for roughly between 5 and almost 10 years. And so they've been organizing all the high school programs that sign into this league. When they do that in person, they fly into Kansas City from all over the U.S. to compete. So you saw some really good gameplay. A couple of kids that I definitely talked to, and parents was able to talk to, coaches as well, that was competing here. And these are the list of the high schools that was there as well, which is really cool. And these kids, like I said, very, very smart, very enthusiastic, and very, I say, focused, because it was that time of year, being at the championships, to make sure they play their best, man, play their best. And then one thing being in Kansas City, of course, I gorged myself on barbecue.
Sure. Makes sense.
Went to one place called Oklahoma Joe's. That was the first stop. That was on Thursday night. And then the next spot was a place called Q39. And Q39 is where that's Andy Reid's favorite spot. We weren't at that location. They have 2 locations, but either way, my friend Alex was like, "Hey, Ahman, you got to have the best barbecue in Kansas." I was like, "All right, let's go."
What's the best spot again? What's it called?
It's called Q39.
Q39.
Yeah,
okay.
Q39 is really, really good. So what's up? What's that? Polo Pistol. What's up? Big B's in the house. How's everybody doing? So Jon, how about yourself? What you been up to?
Well, I got a quick question before I tell you what I was up to this past weekend.
Okay.
The Rocket League high school players, I'm assuming they're aerials, right?
Yes.
It's a different game up there.
Well, you see the picture right there. So there you go.
Yeah. I assume that was probably what that was going to be. No, for me, hey, Ahman, how often do you run?
So
Workout run, like jog, maybe put in a mile.
I run probably a couple miles a week,
A couple
like
miles
actual
a week.
running, and then I mix it up with like interval training, Peloton,
Mm.
jump roping, stuff like that. I don't just do it every day because obviously it'll be, as we're getting older, it'll be rough on our joints.
No, it's a great idea. Jumping rope, changing it up, right?
Changing it up. Yep.
Changing it up is the
Keeping it
key. Well,
fresh.
I haven't ran in like a year, but this
Uh
past weekend, we had our elementary school 5K.
oh.
So
Ooh.
all of a sudden, I'm going 3.1 miles, which I'm going to be honest with you, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, not having run in like a year.
Right.
But you know, that first mile actually felt really good because like I'm actually engaging my breath more so than I've ever been, you know, because you have to because you're
Right.
tired. But it was a lot of fun. It was a great day for a run. I finished it. You know, it was a walk run basically, so I didn't push myself too hard. But
Okay.
I got back and of course sore just the next day.
Yeah.
Just, you know, like trying to stand up. You're like, you know, you can stand
Did you
up.
stretch?
I stretched a lot.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, hold up, you got to stretch it out, bro.
Yeah.
Cannot do anything, especially like that, without stretching before doing like a light, not really a light stretch. We call it a dynamic warm up.
Mhm.
So you get your body temperature up before lunging, lateral, let's say forward lunge, lateral lunge, backwards lunge.
I'm doing leg swings. Like
Yeah, all
I'm,
that. Yeah, leg
yeah.
swings. That's called dynamic warm up. So then your body, like I said, body temperature rises. So then your muscles are a little bit more elastic. The elasticity becomes better because everybody that doesn't warm up
Mhm.
before you work out, you hurt like hell
Mhm.
during the workout and then after. So got to do
But it's
that.
fun. I've got another 5K coming up this month, so that was my warm up. And you know, honestly, it made me say, you know what wouldn't be so bad? A mile here or there per week. You know,
No, it's not.
mixing it up.
Actually, that's doctor recommended.
Yeah.
If you could run a mile or even walk, you don't even have to run, but if you walk a mile every day, if you walk, and I'll say run a mile every other day, so twice a week or 3 times a week, you are in general good health. You'll
Okay.
be good. You'll be good to go for life. Y'all keep it. And then obviously that's half of the pie. And then the other part of the pie is nutrition.
Right.
And then mental health and then sleep.
It's too many
So
things you got to take care of.
yeah, it's four. So that's 4 parts. So that's four. That's 15, 15, 15. A quarter. There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah,
A quarter of the pie.
it starts to add up.
Yeah.
But I guess my point is like, give me a mile. I can handle a mile. And I actually enjoy it because I'm actually like I get to, it's almost like you get to meditate for like 10 minutes
Yeah.
because you're forced to.
You forced to catch your breath. Hey, yes, that is meditation. Also a part of that. Yep. So doing that. So you said was it your daughter's school?
Yeah. They had
Okay.
a 5K.
Now, did she run or she
Yeah.
walk with you? Okay, nice.
She walked. Yeah, I made sure to beat her though. Like I kept her at distance. Like you're not going to beat me. So
Oh, is she a trash talker? Is that what it is?
well, she's on this after school thing where she runs like Tuesdays and Thursdays. So she was all ready for it. But I was just like, listen, you're still 10. I can still hopefully beat you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep her in check a little bit.
Exactly.
All right, it's what's that? Bocek Manbin. I know I'm destroying that name. It says turning in from my alma mater, Central High School. Excited to see esports grow here. So Central, yeah, my high school just started its esports program this year.
Oh, nice.
Chat and John, yes, they just started back in January. I went to their esports banquet, which was like a few weeks ago. It was really cool to be in my school, and I was in a new part of it. Like I walked in there, like the old school was still there. So the school that I grew up and graduating and walking the halls, then we walked to this other part. I was like, what the HE double hockey stick is this? It was a whole new library, a wing.
What? That's
I was
awesome.
like, this is sweet. And so I met Jonathan, who is the esports coach there, who was at one point in time, he was school teacher, high school teacher, but then went IT, and then that's when he got hired in. And he's tried to start it in the fall, but didn't get enough, I say, participation from the students, I believe.
Mhm.
And then he was able to, in the fall, get the momentum of letting kids know We're going to compete in Rocket League, Valorant, League of Legends, Super Smash Brothers. And then he had enough everybody's attention. So by spring of this year, they started their program, and they had played in, I believe they played in a league, they played in Play Versus, which is high school league that a lot of their, I think League of Legends, their Overwatch 2 team, and their Rocket League team made it to nationals. They finished in the top 30 high schools in the United States. So
wow.
Shout out to Omaha Central Esports doing their thing. I'm gonna be recruiting. They got 2 seniors. I reached out to Jonathan, so hopefully Jonathan get back to me because they look like some good players, and I don't mind giving some scholarships to my Eagles. Go Eagles out there. So where you want to head to, John? You want to go to this or that, or quick hit news bites?
Let's get to those news bites real quick.
Let's get to those news bites. All right, we don't have an intro for that, but we have tabs for that. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start off with you, sir. What you got cracking?
Okay, so my first quick hit news. Yeah. Okay, so bad timing on our part with the podcast, but hey, we don't check the schedules. We don't have somebody at Sony telling us, hey guys, you might want to. Anyway, the PlayStation Showcase 2023 is going on today. We're actually recording the podcast before it happens. So next podcast, I'm sure we'll have a little bit of a recap of what's next for PlayStation.
That's what we're doing next week. Recap. There we go.
But you talked about with no E3 events like this perhaps become a little bit bigger, right? So they're going to have an hour-long showcase of new games for the PS5 and the PSVR 2. So it looks like, and this is according to The Verge, is where I got this information, theverge.com, from this article Ahman has up. But it looks like Spider-Man 2 is going to have a fall 2023 release window. And the author, Jay Peters, also goes on to write, he's hopeful they'll get updates on things like Wolverine, Death Stranding 2, maybe even Final Fantasy. I can't read Roman numerals. Is that 7?
7. You're right.
7,
Rebirth. Yeah.
Okay. So that actually gets underway today, but I think that's going to be interesting. And I wonder, Ahman, you tell me now with things like E3 taking a hit, how much more important to these events, like these keynotes or whatever you call them, from Nintendo's, they have the Switch announcements, PlayStation, Apple does this, this seems to be the showcase now for companies.
Yeah, I think it's very important because, like I said, with E3, the problem, what led to their demise, unfortunately, was the booth rate with their charging devs and the developers coming in and saying, hey, it's $100 per square foot or something like that, or higher. I don't know. It was a lengthy price. So that's why where a lot of the developers like PlayStation, like EA, like Epic were pulling out. And obviously that's the funding for that event. And it might be some other things behind the scenes that I'll do my research on to find out more about. But I know that was the kind of the tip of the iceberg for a lot of the devs coming in. They didn't want to keep getting the price hiked up on them to come have their booth in the LA Convention Center. And so it just sucks because then now all the consumers like us, we could go out there and then see what's coming out, talk about it on our podcast, stuff like that, or just play the game, be super excited. But now it's still happening, but it's like in almost like silos, like PlayStation over here, EA Live, EA Play is going to be off of Sunset and Vermont and something, and PlayStation is going to have theirs. So it's separating a little bit. Just hopefully, I would rather have it like come all back together again. Hopefully E3 will be able to, look at what they did and maybe lower their prices or whatever they did to have, not happen this year. Find out what the problem is and get that fixed. Because I think everybody working together, because you see when you go into the LA Convention Center and see all those companies booths next to each other, and they're just big old elaborate booths sometimes. It's just totally cool to see it. And then you could, communicate. You could see other, people, or like myself, I'm in the business, so I'm going to see people I know at Sony. I'm going to see the people I know at Epic or Astro Gaming Headset or Lucid Sound. I'm going to talk to those folks. And now though I say what's may be affected, and I'll end my little long dissertation here, is that the peripheral companies, so the headsets, the mouse and keyboard companies, I think they're going to take a big hit because they were there. They had their biggest, some of them, Samsung, Cossier, they had Logitech. They had the biggest boost because that's where a lot of the products they were going to release in the fall for winter and for Christmas shoppers was being shown now. And then all the gamers knew, hey man, this new mouse is coming out from Logitech, or this keyboard or this controller is coming out from PlayStation or X or Microsoft is coming out. Super excited to grab it. Now they don't have that platform to display those items. So that's going to, take a hit for the endemic peripheral companies out there.
It's kind of crazy that they just didn't have the, well, if it's like what you're saying, right? The booth cost is something. I'm not sure what it would cost or how much they've jacked that up, but it's crazy that they can't. It seems to me inconceivable that they're not able to put an event on. Like, what are you talking about? There's not enough. Change the price. Is there not enough interest? Shut up. There's how many people
getting hot out of the collar over there.
Well, it's just like, this is it to me. It just sounds so strange. It's like,
yes,
couldn't put on the Super Bowl this year, guys. We just, it just didn't work out this year. Sorry about that. What are you talking about?
God.
It's the biggest thing in the biggest sport. Like, you couldn't figure it out.
Yep.
Like, shut up. You couldn't. Man. To me, it's, I don't know. Maybe I need to know a lot more about this, which is totally true. But it's just like, that's the biggest event and you can't figure it out. Shut up.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about it was not happening. I thought they would just, have a couple bumps in the road and then they'll say, oh, E3 is coming, June 7th through the 10th. But yeah, with it being canceled, and they canceled it early too, was like, oh man. So hope the devs, I hope the TOs behind E3 can then work with the devs, all the developers, all the endemic companies in the industry to get the party going right. So we have this going on next year, and so we're not sitting here wondering and missing out on good stuff. Because now another thing what people have to do is now you're going to separate events. You can't just go to one area and everybody's there. So when you go to LA now, they have the summer game fest going on now around this time. Same time as E3, same time as PlayStation Showcase, and then you have the PlayStation Showcase, and then you have EA Play. So now, our consumers, Uber and Lyft, are going to be making a lot of money, and the Ubers and then them consumers getting in their Ubers and Lyfts going to be like, man, I don't want. You might want to think about getting a rental car because you're going to be driving all over Los Angeles during these dates. Today and then in the next few weeks when Summer Game Fest is going on or it's about to happen or it just happened. I don't know. It's close. I know that much. So yeah, so many things affected. Interesting by this. All right, let me get to, wait a minute. Where'd my thing go? I thought I had it up there. Did I move it down? Oh, there we go. Let me move mine down. Boom.
Okay.
Little technical difficulties there.
Okay. It's all right.
But now I'm in here. Here we go. And so I'm going with this article. I thought this was a definitely heart-touching article. So Starfield fans want an in-game tribute to a fan who died of cancer before getting the game. So they had a big fan. So his name was Alex. And at the YouTube, so I actually went to, between the YouTube channel that they created for Starfield, and it was on there, and then also the actual website here. I had my notes, but that's why I'm a little slow right now. So here we go. So as right there it says, so this is by way of gamesradar.com. So Starfield fans have created a social media campaign to convince Bethesda to add the in-game tribute to a fan who lost his battle with cancer before the game could play. So Alex Hay was this unfortunate soul. He shared his story on Reddit, and he said he was gutted to hear that Starfield had been delayed from the original November 11th, 2022 release and being pushed off into, I think, next year into 2024. So that meant likely he would not be able to play due to having recently stopped treatment of his lung cancer. And so Hay died just shortly after, and as shared by the Mac Stories community, of which he was an active, accomplished member. So on Reddit, you could go over there, Reddit, and you could hear about the tragic news. That's where they found out about the tragic news. So many Starfield fans was commenting to name their ships and or characters after Hay, after Alex Hay in tribute. But some think there's a more profound way to remember him. So as on YouTube, they're basically asking Bethesda John and chat to, hey, this was a big fan of yours. We read a lot about Starfield. I think Starfield has been in development for at least 5 years and has been getting delayed for obviously COVID, and now it was a recent delay. I don't know why. I followed the development of this game, but I know it was another delay, like what was mentioned in this article. And those delays missed out. Alex was able to miss out, but he shared his story, and the fan base is trying to knock on Bethesda's door and say, hey, you got a big fan out there. He's not with us no more, but would you do this? Because they, like it mentions in this article, all the fans of the game are going to do something in Alex's tribute to recognize his love for the game. And I think that's why I had to talk about it, because this is the whole, what I was just talking about with E3 not happening, and it's only going to happen when people come together. This is, again, what gamers do. We come together to support a cause here that is just awesome. It's a great cause to have people out there and understanding the weight of what their actions are.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that they want to find a tribute for him, right? And I hope Bethesda is able to do that, because that seems like something they could, I don't want to say like throw together, but I think like that's something where you would hope they'd have the resources to be able to make a late edition like that. I think it'd be kind of cool. It's kind of it's a neat storyline to that game that will always be with that game. Imagine they do that, and I'm not sure if this person who had lung cancer had any children. I'm sorry if I missed that, but if they did, or just
I gotta look. I don't think he says. It says he has a brother. So
okay.
He said the Fallout character Evan, available only on Nuka World expansion, is tribute to Reddit's user's brother, a Fallout fan who passed away before Bethesda could deliver a personal care kit, basically. So they doing the hashtag Alex in Starfield. Got some traction on Twitter earlier this month, and so far has failed to get Bethesda's attention. So hopefully this show, somebody from Bethesda is watching, or you could pass this message on to somebody there. If you know any higher ups or devs, to pass on this message from us on the Mind Beats Gamers Lab by way of Reddit, Alex in Starfield, hashtag Alex in Starfield. So this is what gamers are about, man. We do stuff together. And there's a little video they put together. The fans did for Alex.
So much is happening.
Of course, we got to add first.
Of course, we got to watch the ad.
Fun with batting for bucks hot seats.
There we go. So let's see.
Today's video is going to be very
so it's basically describing
content that we usually do and
the story behind why this video was made.
Because today I want to talk about Alex Hay, the fellow Starfield waiter who has unfortunately passed away. Around 2-ish months ago, Alex made a Reddit post on the Starfield subreddit titled "Won't Get to Play It," where he said the following, quote, "Bit gutted at the date reveal, as I've been following this project for years, and now it looks like I won't get to play it. I was disappointed with the delay from November, as I'd stopped treatment for my lung cancer, aged 35, never smoked, in September, and was looking forward to it as a distraction. Now I'm under palliative care and being looked after by my parents, and playing my Xbox is a great form of escapism for me, but holding out another 6 months is unlikely, so enjoy it on my behalf." End quote. Now,
I think I'm gonna leave it right there. That says a lot right there. This and that little tidbit. You know, I've mentioned it several times. I use video games during my playing career as an escape. From a hard loss or a good win, just a tough win. I remember going into GTA, Hitman, NBA Street, just to detach from the space, from our reality sometimes, because we need that. We got to have that mental, I call it recalibrate. You recalibrate to get your mindset for the rest of the life. Sometimes, because life's going to always throw you curveballs. And sometimes we don't know how to hit those. And when you do, you got to give yourself some time to kind of reset, basically. You think so, John? You know what? That sound like a good plan?
I think that sounds good. Yeah.
Yep.
Got to get that reset.
Yep. Hit that reset, man. So Hulk versus Spawn says, very touching. Maybe they can add a spray or something. Yeah, like in Valorant. So some shooters, John, you could spray tag like the wall before the match starts. and it can have like a logo of Alex in Starfield or a picture of him, because they have, obviously it's easy to get a picture found on the internet. So that'll be a good idea. I like that, Hawk versus Spawn. Appreciate you there for that. So on that note, let's head over. We ready to head over to this or that, John?
Let's do this. Let's do some this or that. This or that.
All right.
Interesting. This or that. The very first one. By the way, if you have a suggestion for this or that, send it to our Discord. Send us a message on social media, and you just might be part of the podcast. So this first one I'm on.
Yes,
sweating
indeed.
or shivering. Now, both are done by our bodies to,
True.
right? Like,
Yep.
you can't stop sweating because they do it to cool you down.
Yep. Your body is. Yep.
You can't stop shivering because it's trying to create heat and energy and trying to warm you up.
Yep.
Sweating because shivering sucks. Like, to be really cold. And you ever have your teeth chatter? You're so cold.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
dumb.
I think I've bit my tongue because of that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Teeth chattering so hard, and like So I'm definitely sweating with you. I was a sweater in the NFL back in the day. They did a whole news. It's on YouTube.
What?
You can check this out. They did a whole news article on me sweating and
What?
how that contributed to some of my fumbles. And I'm like, man, I've been sweating since I was 13. How is that going to change now since I'm 25? So yeah. So I'm gonna go sweating all day, because then it's hot out too as well. It's hot out. So just let that sit on your brain for a second.
That is so hilarious. Is it his sweating? And what can we do to like? I can see, I envision the news people like,
man, they had my
how do we
running
stop
backs
it?
coach. They had my running backs coach get technical and coaching from the arm pass to my technique, how I head onto the ball. Man, yeah, they took it to a whole nother level. I said, look, this is not a problem, but if y'all want to talk about it, okay. We can talk about that.
That's
all
crazy.
right. We got Big Baby Duke and Big B. They said, well, Big B says shivering. Big Baby Duke, as it says, I prefer sweating. I'm miserable when shivering. Yep, I think we all are because it's cold outside. Lord J. Will says sweating sauna every day. Yes, sir. Hey, sweating's good for you. You're supposed to relinquish those fluids. Your body, get that stuff out of there.
For sure.
Else? Yep, sweating. Big B says sweating sucks. Oh man, yeah. And
one thing, sweating does suck. I totally agree. But if you're in the right mindset, it's better. Like, you have to be in the mindset like, I'm gonna sweat and it's gonna be fine. Otherwise, like, it's not. Is that weird? Like, if I know I'm gonna be working out outside or something, or if I know it's 85 degrees and humid and I'm gonna go play outside, I'm like, I'm gonna be sweating. Like, you just have to accept it, and once you accept it, then you're just like, whatever.
That's 100%. You're dead on. If you don't like have that mental conversation with yourself, that little voice in your head is like, all right, it's about to be hot as hell, hot as Hades out here. If you don't do that prep, you're gonna be off. And I like what Notori says. I like to sweat, but if you are sweating, it can be hard to cool down. With being cold, you can layer and warm up. True. That's what I learned in being in Wisconsin for 23 years, John. It was better to always put too many clothes on than not have enough clothes.
Yeah.
So if it's a cold, like I would go to a game in Lambeau Field as a fan, sit outside, which I did a few times. It's always good to layer up extra stuff. You'd rather be sweating when it's like negative and then the ice rain coming down than freezing and wet. That's the worst feeling right there.
Layers.
Yep, layers. What you got?
Layers are where it's at.
In life or death situation. Oh, in a life or death situation? Okay. All right, then we got one more. Hog versus Spawn says game sweat is different than workout sweat. Yeah, there is different. Workout sweat, I think it stinks more. There's a little, is your body odor comes into play. I know my wife, she tells me, boy, you stink. My workout clothes are nasty, just so y'all know. After the workout. All right, what's up next, John?
All right, next, this or that. Hanging out with little kids or old folks.
Ooh. Yeah, just get the brain going. I think this is good. This is one of my best this or that's put together. Last week was good too.
It was. You go hang out with an older person, you would hope that you'd have some good stories and you might learn something, right? Like they show some wise, they share some wise advice rather. I'm gonna go with little kids. Here's why.
Okay.
Because they're gonna be more active. Like if I'm sitting down with an older person, I'm assuming we're gonna be talking. We're gonna be sitting at a table, having a cup of coffee, and talking for 2 hours, which is fine.
Right.
But if I'm with a little kid, that kid's going to want to go outside and we're going to want to play and we might get to do some fun things. We're going to move around and we're going to run and we're going to pretend we're dogs and it's going to be more fun probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to go
this is a tough one for me. I like that. Good job. Thank you. This is a tough one because I like getting the knowledge from the older folks. But then the little kids, man, to keep you young because they be doing stuff. Like I volunteer coach at the track team this year, but I've done it before. And like little kids, man, some of the things that come out their mouths, some of the looks they give you when you ask them to do something, it is priceless. Priceless. So I'm on the fence on this one. We got Big B says, oh, folks, I've been playing online with friends that are in their 40s and 50s my whole life, just meeting random people with the same interest. Hey, there you go. Notorious says, oh my God, this is the hardest one. I love hanging out with the older people. See, this is tough. Learning and sharing, but kids give me energy or give her energy, and watching them learn is so much fun and interesting. You look at the world different. Yes. I don't know where to go, John.
Little kids.
I'm going to have to go.
Hang on with some. Yeah.
I'm going to have to go little kids. Shout out to my Malone Panthers track club. These little kids, man, it's some little. I call them my littles because we have about 8 or 9 below 10-year-olds on the team, and most of them are little girls. We have one boy named AJ, and he check this out, John. We're running broken 300s.
Okay,
so that means you run a 200, then you rest for 30 seconds, then you run the last 100.
Okay.
AJ is maybe 8, 7. And, me traveling, I had been to practice. And so I'm sitting at the station to where he's supposed to rest before he takes off for his 100. And he goes, hey, coach, what you doing this weekend? I said, I'm coming to the track meet, AJ. I'm coming to watch y'all run. No. I know you're coming to the track meet, but what you doing this weekend? What you doing beside the track meet? And I'm like, oh. Man, nothing. I said I'll probably play some video games. My wife's coming in town. We might go, hang out at a friend's house. He was like, okay, good. I just wanted to see what you're up to. This is a 7-year-old, man. I'm like, and then I walk past his mom. His mom's at practice. She goes, AJ's been asking about you. You been gone lately? I said, yeah, I had to head up, Mother's Day, go home for my wife. And we're moving and stuff. We got a lot of things going on. And she's like, yeah, he was wondering where you were coming back. He's like, Coach Green has been gone a long time.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I got to go with the littles here. All right.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I was on a walk, by the way, to put the next one up. I was on a walk the other day and I walked by a little kid and his parents, probably 3 and maybe a little older. He's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm just going on a walk.
Hey,
why?
Man, when you're at that age, you got like, you either got super, super confidence about yourself.
Yeah.
Or like me, I wasn't confident. I wasn't confident. I just was quiet. I was listening to my mom and dad where they say you speak when you're spoken to. So when somebody talked to me, then I was a chatterbox, so. All right. Next one up here.
All right. Next one. Concert. Or a sporting game or sports game, sporting event,
sports game. So like going to Lambeau, going to Camp Randall, going to Memorial Park, Stadium, SoFi Stadium, or going to that concert at that stadium. Same thing.
I don't know if you know, I'm not a big concert person. I haven't really been to a lot of concerts. So I'm going to go a sports game.
Okay.
I'm going to go to a sporting event. I'm going to probably leave early depending on what the sport is.
And what the score is.
You said what the score is.
Exactly what the score is. I find myself doing that, unfortunately. I kind of sneak myself way out of the stadium. Big Baby Duke says, sports game. I've been to a lot of both and some of the best memories at the sporting events. Big B says, I've been more to concerts than sporting events. Okay, so that says concerts with him. Notorious says sports because it is potentially a once in a lifetime thing. That is true. Game. That's true. I'm again. This is the best one because it's making me think, man. I've been to pretty cool concerts and I've been to some fantastic events from the sporting world, from the esports world. You know what? I'm gonna go with Notorious because sporting events are once in a lifetime. Because concerts, I've been to Ludacris 4 times in the last 6 years, or 10 years, and a little bit of it's the same, but it's Ludacris. He drops bombs. He has like 30 #1 hits. It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna go sports games though because it is a one time. That game will not be repeated other than watching it on NFL Network or ESPN or YouTube somewhere. So.
Can I tell you one thing about concerts that got me a little upset recently?
Yeah. What's up?
And I don't know why I feel this way, and I apologize if anyone is offended.
Oh.
I started listening to Taylor Swift, and when she announced her concert, I was like, I'm gonna, it's a big thing. Like 14 million people wanted to go, so like,
oh man, yeah,
all the concerts were sold out within like a second. But you can obviously buy them on secondary marketplace. So I saw recently like a little news story, like this little girl was surprised by her mom, and her mom gave her tickets to Taylor Swift, and they were so excited. And I know it's supposed to be a feel-good story, and I want that little girl to have the time of her life, and I want them to have a great family memory.
Right.
But part of me was like, oh, her mom spent $4,000 on tickets for her. How adorable. And they're going to go pay another $100 in parking. And they got makeovers that cost hundreds of dollars.
That they're going to do
going
before
to the concert, probably in an Uber that's going to cost a couple $100 because the prices are going to be jacked. How cute. The $6,000 gift you gave your 7-year-old. I was like, Jesus, like, I get it. Have fun. But do you realize how much these concerts, this is like a news story for the elite, like for the privileged people that can go spend $6,000
that's called first world
on a couple
problems.
of tickets.
Yeah, first world problems.
Mad.
That's first world problems. I feel you. That was in my brain when you first started that talk. When you first said how many tickets were sold, I'm like, they don't have that many tickets to sell. Or you can't have 14 million people go to a stadium. You don't have a stadium that's going to fit 14 million people. Let's just go there first. And then, like you, I was already thinking about, all right, airfare, if you got to fly in, Ubers, they're going to jack up the price. They're going to make it a surcharge. So, yeah, I'm with you.
So the Taylor Swift concert is literally
level,
for the rich. The Taylor Swift concerts this summer are for the lucky or the rich. That's all it is.
Some of the football games, too, like Lambeau Field, some tickets shoot up, skyrocket.
You're right.
Like, I remember Super Bowl this past year. I was going to go because my daughter is dating an Eagle. They've been dating for almost a year now. And I'm like, okay, I'll check the tickets for Super Bowl. Now, granted, you remember, I'm a former player. I called like the rep for former players for tickets.
Yeah.
They were like, wait. No, for the ticket. So she asked her boyfriend if he could get tickets. And I said, okay, I'll check it out. And so he found out, and it was like $4,000. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm sorry.
I got the HD broadcast.
I was like, dang. I said, wait a minute. The last time I went was in 20. Me and my wife went in 20. I can't remember the year, but I can remember the Super Bowl. It was when they should have given Marshawn the ball, the damn ball. The Seahawks and the Patriots in Arizona.
Classic.
And those tickets were for 2 tickets. We sat in the stadium for 2. I think like right under $1,000, so like $900 and some change.
But all these numbers you're giving me, Ahman, is for the one game of the year.
Right.
She has a concert every week that's like that.
Oh, that's wild.
She has 4 Super Bowls a month.
Basically. Yeah.
That's insane.
All right, let's head on to the next one. And I don't know one of these. I do know the other. So here we go.
Okay, Omegle or Discord?
I'm assuming they're the same type of app, so I never heard of Omegle though, and I didn't even know how to say it.
You know Harry Mack? We talked about Harry Mack before. He's a freestyle rapper.
Oh yes,
he'll go on Omegle. It's basically you go on there, and then they randomly put somebody on the screen they match you with.
Oh,
so then you can talk to them or freestyle rap to them. Apparently,
well, I can't rap.
Right.
Actually, I was busting some rhymes last night on my stream.
Were you?
I said the haters don't hate, they congratulate. or something. Hold on, time
Yeah.
out. Hold on. Let me
Okay.
rewind that. I said haters gonna hate. Dang, I forgot the rhyme. Dang it.
No,
It was-
no. It's
I was
something about
close.
it something that they're gonna hate, but then they're gonna actually to your face say congratulations.
Something like that. It was something like that. I had it
Yeah.
right. I had it right last night. It came off smooth. If you go back to the stream, you can watch it. I said, what did I say? I'll think about it. I'll think about it. All right. Who got here? I love Ahman humble. I love a humble Ahman is all-time leading rusher for the Green Bay Packers, and he's like, I'm a former player. Hey, I am. I'm just speaking facts. Big baby Duke. Big B says, if you get on the wrong side of how you say that?
I think it's Omegle.
Omegle, you'll regret it. Well, I don't want to get on the wrong side of Omegle.
I think what he's saying is like sometimes you'll be matched with a random person who has other thoughts of what they'd like to talk about.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Or what they'd like to show you.
And he said, Hope versus Ron defining it some more. It's a random video chat versus gamer version of Zoom. Okay. Omega. I've never heard about it until
I'll go with Discord because I heard
I was like,
Omegle,
I'm going to Discord. That sounds like like work.
This sounds like work.
Just sound difficult instead of making it easy. Discord makes everything a little bit easier in communicating on the PC and in game stuff like that. So, all right, last one on this or that.
Okay. By the way, you should have saw me on Discord like 2 weeks ago. They updated it or something. All I wanted to do was chat with my friends, and I felt like I almost am 50. I felt like a 50-year-old, 60-year-old person. Like, I don't know how the technology works.
Hey,
you know,
welcome to my world. I hear that from Notorious and or the students that I teach or my players that I coach every day. So welcome to my world.
That's funny. All right, so this or that. Last one. Tony Hawk Pro Skater or SSX Tricky. It's another video game.
It was a old snowboarding game.
I'm looking it up
that
right now.
I started playing that game. I got hooked. I never thought I would get hooked to a snowboarding game. I also played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, 2, and 3. I believe it's 3 of them.
So this Tricky's on PS2, GameCube.
Yep, it was on PS2. It didn't come out on. They need to bring that back out. Now that was fun. That was kind of like, remember NBA Street and NFL Street? It was it was like that version of snowboarding.
Oh, you could push people down.
You could push people. You could jump over things and like knock stuff over.
Oh,
but you still had to land on your board. Of course, you had to finish the move.
Is it the NFL Blitz of snowboarding?
Yes, it was kind of like that. It was pretty sweet.
I'll take that.
It was pretty sweet.
Never
played
but I
like
it.
both.
Choose that.
Yeah. We got Big Baby Duke says Tony Hawk, no contest. Woo. They throwing some box. Big B also said Tony Hawk. I'm gonna go. What are you gonna go?
I'm gonna go with SSX Tricky because it sounds awesome.
Yeah,
but
they did remaster Tony Hawk 1 and 2. Big B, yes indeed.
Was NFL Blitz popular as a player when you were a player?
Yeah, it was super popular. Like I know I was on it every night. I was on that and NBA Street all the time. They like EA. They were knocking them out the park. They had NFL Street.
Yeah.
NBA Street first, and then NFL Street, and then NFL. That's Def Jam, but I think it was through they partnered with EA, Def Jam Vendetta. I think they partnered with EA to produce that. So EA in the early 2000s, it was home run
after home run
after home run. We got Sean Palmer. Sean Palmer.
2000s?
Who's that?
I'm sorry, you're saying early 2000s. I'm like, remember Barry Bonds in the early 2000s?
Yep.
He was hitting home runs
all day.
That was the best.
All day. I remember Sean Palmer Pro Snowboarder was the snowboarding game, was the best. Okay.
Sean Palmer Pro.
All right, Big B. SS Tricky wouldn't exist without Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Possibly Renaissance. He's always spitting facts, so I will believe him on that. But it still was a good game, either way. So I'm going to go, since I wasn't a great skateboarder, I'm going to go SS Tricky.
Sean Palmer is.
Is that the redhead? No, who's the redhead?
No, but that's what it should be. It should be the redhead snowboarder.
You know what I'm talking about too. You just can't think of his name.
Yeah,
it's another Sean something.
Flying Tomato.
It's not the comedian.
No, the Flying Tomato. That's his name. Sean Hannity.
Sean, yeah. There you go.
Not Hannity. Sean Menendez. Sean. What is his name? Nobody tell us. Sean White.
Sean White. That's it. Yeah, Sean White. I met him one time. Really cool dude. I met him at. I went to it's a humble brag. ESPN Awards, the
Okay.
ESPYs. I went to the ESPYs and met him, Venus and Serena.
Nice.
A few other NBA guys. So humble brag there. Humble brag.
Yeah, Shaun White was awesome.
Yeah. So SS Tricky. And we got our Tony Hawk lovers in the house. All right, let's head over to we got some game releases, John.
We got some game releases. I guess we could do some game releases. Let's release the games. My first game. You can do the Star Trek one first?
Yeah,
okay.
We have that up.
For those who don't know, this is how the podcast works. Ahman sends a list of new releases in video games. I select them based purely off their name. So the first one I picked was Star Trek Resurgence. Star Trek Resurgence. Anything with Star Wars or Star Trek, I'm like, hey, what's this all about? This seems like it's kind of fun.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's read directly from the website.
I like it.
Star is being developed and published. Okay, this doesn't tell me anything about the game, so don't go to their website because they're not going to tell you anything about the game. I apologize.
I love it.
I apologize. Hold on.
This is how we do it. This is a podcast. This is we get it done though.
Okay. I will be reading.
We didn't do. I just thought of something. We didn't do the Bet Online read.
Oh, Bet Online. Go to Bet Online.
Let's do that after. Let's finish this.
Use the code word believe. Okay. All right. Let's try a new website. Star Trek Resurgence. Basically, it's a Star Trek game.
Just one of them days. Oh man, this is awesome.
I just wanted like a little recap to read like I used. Okay. Interactive narrative video game.
There it is.
Tells an original story set in the era shortly after Star Trek The Next Generation.
Ooh, they going into real canon, TV canon.
So featuring dialogue choices, relationship building, and exploration. Dialogue choices. So that's where they're like either or. They give you
they give you a this or that. You either shoot them in the head or you don't shoot them in the head, or you don't push them off the spaceship or whatever. I don't know why I'm throwing people off of things, but
yeah, you're killing a lot of people.
I know I'm killing. That's gaming sometimes. You're doing a lot of shooting and then actually accidentally killing
I don't
people.
know. If you're into Star Trek, it probably pretty cool. It looks pretty neat. Like just watching some of the highlights of the actual game playing the video, but I don't know. Like I think you'd have to be a big Trekkie. Maybe not.
All right.
That's worse. I apologize to Star Trek.
That's
people.
okay. I
Star
love
Trek
it.
People
That's what makes us special, John. That's what makes us this show. And you have your next one up. What's your next one, buddy?
They're going to say, please don't review any more games. This is called To the Rescue. Now, this looks awesome. It's a dog rescue simulator. I love how
it's the bomb right here.
Like Star Trek.
I'm getting this for my wife. She's gonna love this game. She love our two dogs. We got Apollo and Ace.
And it looks fun. You get to play with dogs and clean them up. And
my daughters too. They all dog kids, all dog people.
I love that this national brand Star Trek has this big video game release, and I'm like, but this one you can simulate a dog shelter, charming dog shelter simulator. Take care of unique dogs and find the right homes for as many as you can. Upgrade your shelter, control disease outbreaks, learn each dog's preferences, and make tough decisions, all while helping support real world animal shelters. Now I don't know how they do that. They must give a portion of their money.
Yeah, when you purchase the game. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Now that makes it the game of the year for me right there.
Oh, there
any
you go.
Pet game, like they had Strays last year. They hope they were donating that money to like animal shelters or something. See this? They didn't raise the bar with that right there, John.
Here it is. 20% of profits are donated to charity.
Oh,
that's a big number.
Just because I'm a animal person, I'm going to buy this game for that reason.
Yeah. I like what we just had on the Wish more games did that. Papa Hirsch just said that on Twitch.
Thank you, Papa.
Yeah, I agree. Wish more games did that. We just went to the Humane Society.
Hard First Response says, upgrade the pooper scooper. That's what you're gonna have to do in that game, of course. You're a vet. You're taking care of animals. You're gonna have to do that.
My daughter wants to go back. We just went to the shelter this weekend just to go look at dogs and cats. And last night, she was like, "Can we just go tonight? I want to go look at the dogs."
Hang out.
It's fun. They're cute.
Did y'all? You're gonna get one? You're in the plan for getting one?
I would love to. I don't know. We're mixed in the household with what the right decision is to do.
Got it. Yep. Everybody got to be on the same page when you bring a four-legged family member into the home.
Exactly.
Yep. Got to do that.
That's pretty cool. 20%.
Got it. All right.
Do you want to do Bet Online now before yours, or do you?
Yeah, go ahead. Knock it out real quick.
Okay, so we apologize to the good folks at Bet Online, but now is the time with the NBA Finals right around the corner.
The Lakers are gone. Oh my God!
Dang. Bet Online, number one source for all your sports betting needs. Yeah, it's too bad. You'll always find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, game trends at Bet Online, and they've got live betting, free contests, and giveaways all season long. So if you're into the NBA playoffs, NHL, tennis, boxing, golf, whatever, head to betonline.ag and receive your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to receive your rewards. Bet Online, where the game starts, and the Lakers are done.
They are complete. Their season has been completed early, unfortunately, for all your Laker fans out there. And for that, I bring in my game, Destiny 2.
Peggy 16.
Download or update. I would say because it's season. Oh, that's loud. Season 3 or season 2, Season of the Deep. It's on all platforms. Okay. And ahead of its own arrival today, so Bungie released the trailer a while back of Destiny's Season of the Deep. So the new season, which runs from yesterday, May 23rd through August 23rd, so most of the summer, you'll see Guardians return to the methane oceans of Titan. Titan has been off limits since it fell to the forces of the Witness and was subsequently thrown into the Destiny Vault. But the launch trailer hints at a new slice of the planet to explore. The trailer also reveals Commander Sloan has survived, but she's looking a little worse for wear. Almost her entire body has been covered by the Taken energy, and the legendary Titan has summoned Guardians to her side. All right, so we got some big things going on here in this Destiny 2. So players who own the season pass will have access to weekly deep dive missions, the new seasonal activities called Salvage for all the fans of the most extreme sport of all, fishing within the game. So then on May 26th, everyone, the new dungeon will unlock, and for anyone looking to add a new legend, you'll be able to complete the several challenges to unlock the Aquanaut title. Season of Deep will also include several tweaks to Destiny 2 and survival. Exotic armor pieces. You can find that on the website where I went to. Let me see. I think it was on. You could go to the Destiny's website to find that what the
Peggy 16.
exotic weapons look like, exotic armor and pieces look like. So it's another retake. So just looping the video as I read in a couple more things I'm gonna knock out here. The season's new selection of weapons have a Taken design that to then the several firearms emitting para-casual energy. What is para-casual? Para-casual? That's, if I say that right? I never heard of that. That's a different phrase. Para-casual. I want to know what that is. Somebody please define that for me. So PlayStation fans, Destiny 2 cosmetics, you can go check that out on the Destiny website as well. So you'll soon be able to dress up your Guardians in God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Ghost of Tsushima gear. Also, they get into the skin game, in other words, John. So there we go. So that is all the features for this season. They also will include a Strand subclass aspects and a new rotation feature in the inventory screen. Inventory screen. I'm speaking. Inventory screen that will allow you to inspect your weapons from all angles, which is always fun to go into your locker on this game, John, Destiny, and see all the weapons, the big hitters that you have coming off the top road. To build out your loadout. And again, like I said, shoot people. See?
Boom.
Video games, you're doing a lot of shooting and destroying things. So pretty dope. Hey, but they're aliens. They're trying to kill you. You got to shoot and kill them first.
Does this stand out to you in any way?
It stands out because I like the graphics. I like the different weaponry that they use. From the swords to bow and arrow. Like, you just not just like mechanical weapons. You have all type of weapons. They're having the bow and arrow there that looks like more of a mythical, like actual metaphysical thing that looks pretty dope in itself. So that
By the way, I think
is
it's paracausal.
paracausal. I thought it was casual.
Hulk versus Spawn put the definition up.
There we go. Thank you.
The inner ability to not accept the outcome is a causality of a deterministic reality. I don't know what's happening.
That lost me
and
there.
choose to personally have free will.
Okay, I got it. So it's like, okay. I'm not gonna say no more.
Not accept the outcome.
All right.
Whatever.
Here's the Lightfall exotic weapons and skins right here. You can see them there. Check it out. You could go over to GameSpot.com. Check more on the Destiny 2 update or upload. All right, and we get to the fun game. And now we got this game. It's been a great movie. We've been seeing it forever. Where is it at? Oh, here we go. So now, my pretties, are my precious, Gollum has a video game out. Let me get going on that. So we got my man Gollum from Lord of the Rings. All platforms, comes out tomorrow, Thursday. I gotta let my man's voice talk. I like his voice. God. My pretty. My precious. Where's my precious? My precious. There it is. So my man Gollum from Lord of the Rings has himself a video game. So you got Emote Packs DLC, which includes 6 of Gollum's iconic gestures and saying, so my precious is going to be one of the emotes or sayings that he has done in the movies that we've seen for 20 plus years. And now we have it on a video game. But I'm pretty sure this is not the first. But for me, he got this. It's called Lord of the Rings Gollum. So this is his game. So you play as Gollum. So Gollum is an official adaptation based on the literary works of J.R.R. Tolkien. He's got more to lose. How far will he go to retrieve his precious? We already know. He will go to all depths of hell to get to his precious. We already know that. So taking place in parallel to the events described in the Fellowship of the Ring, the Lord of the Rings Gollum is an action-adventure game, an epic interactive experience. You'll play as an Magnet Gollum on his perilous journey to find out he outwitted the most powerful characters in Middle-earth. So go on and tell his great story. Has survived dangers most dared talk about, driven by the singular desire to once again hold in his hands what was stolen from him, the precious. It's precious. So you actually have an action and stealth mode in this.
Cool. I like that you get to play as Gollum.
Right.
That's neat.
Precious, give me precious. Like he lost it. Like I remember when seeing a couple scenes, he was coming out his eyeball. His eyeballs popping up his head when that precious got taken out of his hand.
Oh yeah, he sees that ring and he just wants to. He wants to get it.
He wants to get it.
He wants that ring so bad.
That is his.
God, he doesn't want anything except that damn ring. That's all he wants.
He was killing people. He killed his friends. He was just wrong.
Over a ring.
Over a piece of metal.
I guess it's not any ring.
It ain't any ring, right?
Not any ring, says the nerds. I'm just kidding.
No, I know. That's why I'm joking about it, because it ain't just any ring. If you in that lore, which I was, man. When all the movies, so we had Harry Potter, you had Lord of the Rings, and don't forget about Pirates of the Caribbean. Like for that stretch of movies, and then some video games came out of those movies. It was some fire summer movies going on that I could take my kids to. The best. Yeah. No, you go ahead. You're about to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna say, no, it was. I remember I went to the very first Lord of the Rings in theater, and I'll just say this. It's not quite my movie. I thought I gave it a try, but it was really long. I just remember being in the packed theater, not even near my friends because the seats were all taken. So we had to not even sit next to each other. And I'll never forget watching Lord of the Rings in the theater going, Oh,
Yeah.
How much time is left in this movie?
Yeah,
Holy
I
wow.
remember the last Pirates of the Caribbean we went to as a family. We were in at a California trip. We went to Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, and so we was at Universal Studios. They have a big movie theater there, and that's when one of the last ones came out, and with Johnny Depp, and
Okay.
I woke up in the theater. We're all sitting together as a family. I look to my right, my wife is asleep. 2 of my kids are over there with her. They're asleep. I look to my left. We had a friend with us, and 2 other kids are asleep over there. I was like, this is the last Pirates of the Caribbean we're coming to. We were all passed out. I just happened to wake up, look to my right and left, and see the whole family knocked out.
That is
like,
hilarious.
I was like, this is it for us. We ain't wasting our money on Johnny Depp and Pirates of the Caribbean. We all passed out. Like, we good.
Yeah, 2 hours, 31 minutes. These are the lengths of all the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
2:48, 2 hours, 23. The first Lord of the Rings, 2 hours, 58.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
They was tagging. And that's why Hollywood says, like, we're not going to do a 3-hour superhero movie. But they are now.
I know.
We got the endurance now.
And I'm so hypocritical because I'll be like, don't make 3-hour movies. They're too long. And then I'll watch like Avengers, 3 hours, Infinity War, or whatever. I'll be like, that was so quickly paced. That was awesome.
Yeah.
You got to do it the right way. Or I'll watch a TV series and it'll be like 8 episodes. And I'll be like watching an 8-hour movie, basically. You know, I won't complain about that.
No, we sit and binge it all the time. I like what Man Style says. If Gollum sings, put a ring on it. Oh my God. I would love to see that video with Beyonce in the background. You can check out the different editions they have. They have standard and deluxe here on the screen.
Oh,
you can pick it up. You get the little updates. Here's the emo pack, so you get that precious saying going on. And then in the deluxe, you get the lore compendium, the Sindarin VO voiceover, original soundtrack, and art exhibition. So there you go. A little bit more when you purchase the deluxe edition of Lord of the Rings Gollum, what he's bringing off the top rope. So let's head over to what's on stream.
Let's roll our boats gently down the stream and find out what's on stream.
All right, here, people. John.
Well, what's been on stream at my house has been the NBA final or NBA Eastern and Western Conference Finals. Every night I'm asking my phone, like, hey, who plays tonight? What time? What channel?
Right.
So I haven't really watched a lot of series since The Mandalorian, since we were doing that. I don't know, how about you?
I've been bouncing around. I've been watching series like the Jedi Visions on Disney Plus season 2. They're only like 15-minute episodes, really short, but you get some real high impact fighting, like a lot of lightsaber action. I'll tell you that. A lot of lightsaber action in Jedi versions, or the anime versions of Jedi fighting. Season 2 on Disney Plus. I watched that show Beef. That's on Netflix about the accident, like the almost accident. And now they following each other, they're harassing each other.
I gotta watch that again. I'm a few episodes in, but I think I gotta go back.
Yeah, but something I did catch this weekend was Air, and so about the movie Michael Jordan and Sonny Vaccaro, who tracked him down. So I'm gonna play that right here. He was a sales rep for. Oh, we got a commercial. Sales rep for Nike at the time. They needed help. Oh, I could get out of this trailer now, or this commercial. So I'll let that run. 1984. I was 7. No. Yeah, 7. 85. I was 8.
What the hell a Nike
Yep.
is.
I've heard a lot of great reviews about this, Ahman. A lot of people loving this Matt Damon, Ben Affleck combo again.
Yep. It was good. It was good. It was good.
Do they have an actor play Jordan?
They did, but what they did was a really good job of not really. And I saw an interview that Ben Affleck did. They didn't really show his face. They kind of showed him from the back.
Gotcha.
So either you saw him from his silhouette from the side or the back. You never saw him put on full facial shots because Ben Affleck didn't want to take that essence of how great of a player he was then and now by showing either an actor acting as him, so they kept his face from ever coming to touch the screen.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because their other option, I'm assuming, would have been have you seen that Charles Barkley commercial where he's talking to young Charles Barkley?
Yeah, and that's the AI. Oh my god, I saw that.
And young Charles Barkley is asking how many championships they win, and like, no, don't tell me. I don't want to find out.
Yeah, he said, "Oh yeah, you're gonna find out."
But I mean, they could have done it that route, right? They could have went computer, just like young Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian. Like they could have deep baked him.
They could have, but I don't think MJ would have went for it. I know one thing listening to that interview is you can find an interview on YouTube, Ben Affleck talking about Air and his writing, him and Matt Damon's writing and preparation for it, where they actually interviewed Michael. So Ben sat down with Michael one-on-one, and one thing came out of conversation. One, Ben admitted several times that he was definitely intimidated by MJ, and him sitting next to him talking. And Ben Affleck plays Phil Knight, the CEO of Nike, so anyone knows. But the biggest things that came out of that conversation, I said, between the intimidation was the fact that Michael Jordan said, "I want Viola Davis to play my mother." He made that a point.
Oh, really?
She's a great actress. I mean, she's basically like Michael Jordan, as they people say now. You're the Michael Jordan of your industry. They'll say that. So she's the Michael Jordan of actors out there. She's on a good list of what she's done. Her track has been very good.
Yeah, she's a great actress. Yeah.
So check out Air. It's on Prime Video. That means it might be on Apple Plus too. You might have to rent it. If you already have Prime Video, that means you don't. So I say, as you save your money, watch it there. This is worth watching it with summer starting. You got all type of stuff going on. You got a long Saturday because the days are getting longer because the sun. It's June, so the days get longer between now and July. So might as well sit down and watch Air when you get an opportunity. It's a good flick. Yeah. For anybody in the market, if you're 40 and up, you get to reminisce a little bit about those times, because I know I was fully aware of what was going on about sports, but obviously I didn't know this story until I got older. But this is pretty cool to see how everything going on and how they're questioning it.
Yes, who's never set foot on an NBA court. That's the literal definition of rookie. Yeah.
And it's just interesting how you see during that time the mindset of business people, and compared to then to now, the changing, and some of it's still the same. Yeah. Because I'm fortunate. I've been fortunate to go to the Nike campus and sit down with the shoe scientists at Nike to lay out a plan for a shoe. You know, they asked, they wanted to make a shoe for me, and to see those people in the room and how they break it down is kind of like, if you watch this movie, you see a little inside of that, how they do the science behind building a shoe. And I was a benefactor of, because Michael was the first person where they build the shoe around him, and so any athlete after that, they took the blueprint for what they did with Michael to then. And so now it's on Masterclass when you get a player like Giannis or like this kid coming from France, they could build a shoe. Now all the companies know the blueprint. Hey, yeah, we build this shoe around the player, because if they're going to be a phenomenal player, then that player is going to show. They're going to sell a lot of shoes.
It's funny, like that's the way it's done, right? Because it's been so successful. Yep. And I think this movie looks really interesting and fun, and I'm going to watch it, and I bet you I'm going to like it. Let me say this. The fact that the movie gets made about the greatness of Phil Knight and Nike and the decision is all because Michael Jordan put in hard work to become a great athlete. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the reason it works, like we're supposed to look at this and go, man, look at these revolutionary people with their ideas. And I can't believe they did it. And they no one wanted them to do it, and they did it. But it only works not because you had the idea and you executed your part of it. The only reason there's a movie in 2023 about you and about your idea is because the athlete you chose was successful. Like, you had nothing to do with his success. You didn't wake him up at 5 a.m. You didn't have him shoot 1,000 shots. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I think it's kind of interesting that like this whole movie gets made about this decision and how it's revolutionized, and all that is true. It's revolutionized everything, like you just said, the way we do athletes and shoes. Right. But the only reason it worked, the only reason, like, is not because of you, it's because of somebody else. So I just find that funny. Like, it's almost like you're riding the coattails of Jordan. Like, look how smart we are.
Exactly. And that's why you're my co-host. We are that's what I was thinking in the back of my head. I was going to keep it. I was not going to bring that up, but you brought it up.
Yeah.
I was thinking just that. I mean, like I said, movie writing is not hard. I mean, movie writing is hard. Excuse me. I said that wrong. Movie writing is hard. Mm-hmm. You got to research. You got to do your things. Like Ben Affleck said, he had to sit down with Michael Jordan. So just imagine you had to go in a room and interview Michael Jordan and say, I need to know your truth to honest answer on, this is a movie I'm writing about. Your life, what's okay with you for me to talk about? Basically, that's the type of question he had to ask. And he was, like you said, super intimidated. I know he's not an intimidating guy if you just ask him straight up questions. So he did that, got the answers about his mom and about it was one more thing. Oh, one more thing was that Michael Jordan explained like why he wanted between having Viola Davis as the actress to represent his mother, but also his mother being the catalyst behind, because you see in the movie that whole deal, his shoe deal, where he basically back then his mom put it in there that I want my son to get this X percentage for revenue sales.
Oh, so she's the one that set up like the terms almost. Yes.
So his mom was instrumental in that. And that's the part that I love to see, beyond the part that you brought up, like, hey, somebody's, so Ben and Matt are making a couple million off this movie into their pockets, where they already have millions. The rich get richer here. But the cleverness and expertise and brilliance of Michael's mom to say, hey, my son is the greatest athlete on this planet right now, but we're going to make sure, because y'all going to get y'all cut, we get our cut too, because he put in the effort, because I know what he's going to do. He's going to be this great of an athlete. And she was right, so that's what I love. That was the part that kind of like brought a little smile to my face watching that movie.
Last question about MJ.
Yeah.
Would we look at MJ different? Like I know we would. How different would we look at MJ if, for example, he didn't win 6? Let's say he won half of them. Let's say say Malone and Stockton got one.
Yeah.
Let's say Barkley got one versus the Suns. And let's say somebody else he beat in the finals.
Lakers. That he beat or lost to.
Yeah, beat. So then let's say Magic gets another one.
Yeah. Or Magic. Yeah.
Like, so all of a sudden Magic has a championship, Barkley has one, Karl Malone and John Stockton have one, and MJ has 3. Right. Like, how different do we look at MJ? If he doesn't go 6-0.
It's going to be different, because obviously he didn't win the other 3.
Yeah,
so
if he goes a little
3
different,
3.
I think it'd be a little different. It wouldn't be much different, because remember, he got 3 in a row.
Right.
And then he took a break. He took time off because he had to reconnect. His dad passed away. He wanted to follow that dream that his dad wanted him to do, play baseball. So so it wouldn't be much. He still would be my guy.
Yeah.
We talking about Michael Jordan today. I love LeBron. I appreciate LeBron. But this is an MJ house, homie. Just imagine MJ LeBron size.
LeBron house.
MJ was 6'6".
LeBron house.
LeBron is what, 6'9", 260? Just off of weight alone and his mentality, Michael Jordan would have, you thought he destroyed NBA teams at 6 foot 215. He would have been a manimal on the basketball court at 6'9", 260 with his mentality. Like, when he smelled blood in the water, he attacked you. Just like Kobe Bryant on the basketball court. So it's just unbelievable, that if he had another 20 pounds on him, oh my God. So, and he did that at his weight, and he would basically take you apart if you even thought about trash talking him. Like, that was one guy, don't trash talk Michael Jordan. Please don't. He's going to use and abuse you for the rest of the game. Oh, we got some good. We got ER in the house, says every era has a superstar. True. When MJ played, they had the evil Pistons and Bill Laimbeer, who basically punched people.
Their defense
Dead
is
on.
basically punching and pushing.
You are dead on. And I like this one by Matt Styles. He brings up a good point here. He said he was saying something else. Then he says, and you got a kid like John Morant jeopardizing his shoe brand with ease. Yeah. So hopefully John Morant could take a lesson learned here twice over, because he already messed up twice.
Dude, the fact that he went back.
Right.
It
That's
bothers
so
me.
frustrating. It's so
It bothers
frustrating.
me
Yeah,
that
it bothers me too.
He comes back like after all of this, and there's been suspensions, and there's been all of it. And you probably, as you know, an individual, you're probably like, I should probably lay low for a little bit, you know?
Yeah, he's gonna
Then
learn.
he's back out with another video with a gun.
He's gonna learn. Hey, Brittany, how you doing? It's
That's
Brittany
crazy.
Beach in the house. Thank you. Hope you're having a great Wednesday as well. But yeah, he's got to learn. Ja has to learn the hard way. So he's gonna probably lose half a season. That's just my guess, because he already had just recently talked with the commissioner of the NBA about this issue, and to then not even a month later have do the same violation. So yeah, it's gonna hit him hard, but he has to use this moment from now until he gets back on that basketball court after the suspension as a learning moment to get better. Because if he doesn't, he's not going to get better. So hopefully for Ja, he listens and watch what he did wrong and learns from it and then progress better. And that's where we'll see him. We'll see what type of athlete he is. Because if he could get past this and put this in the rearview mirror and then have his success, what he had prior to all this, then that's a guy that is a professional at his job. So Matt Style says Jordan was all about how he played. Really, championships were icing on cake. That's the championships was a part of the finished product of his work ethic and him playing hard, because he knew people were down him. When he got the first two and he got MVP a couple times, they said, oh, he's just an offensive player. He's not a defensive player. And then he went out there and got defensive player of the year like 3 times in a row. So he's like, hey, you know what? You're going to talk about me, but you know what? I'm just going to do me. I'm going to get it done and then go from there. So that was my MJ. So yeah, check it out. It's on Prime Video. It might be on Apple Plus too for a rental, but check it out. Some good stuff. So John, you know what?
What?
We're at the end of the show, bro.
We done?
Sean, we're done, man. We're
Okay.
done. So we'll be back next week. What we got? I know something we got to bring about. Oh, we got to talk about the PlayStation Showcase.
Oh yeah,
recap. We got to recap that next week. And we got some good stuff coming down the line. I'm not 100%, but I may be going down to Dallas for the HCS, which is the Halo Championships DreamHack. I'm not sure. I might go. I'm still on the wall about it, on the fence about it. But until that time, I'm gonna still be in town here in Lincoln, John. All right.
Okay.
Hope you're doing well. And John, let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
At John Audius Radio, JONARIAS. That's Twitter, John Audius Radio. Also, Joncast Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. It's like on the Twitch right here. My name, JONCAST Podcast.
There you go. And you can see mine's down there too. Ahman Green on Twitter. Ahman Green 30 on Twitter and Instagram. And then Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge on YouTube, which we are right now. And then Ahman Green TV. I'll be probably streaming later tonight as well. Some either Jedi Survivor or some Madden or some Halo Infinite. Ooh. Okay. Hey, John, you should go pick up that Legend of Zelda Tears of a Kingdom. You could go build some stuff on there.
And build some stuff?
Yeah. I've been see people building hovercrafts, space shuttles.
Hovercrafts.
Yeah, you could mold things together. If you remember when I did the video game pick of the week and we talked about that. So they got all type of stuff you could build on Legend of Zelda Tears of a Kingdom. So check it out. Go to YouTube. They got so many fan-made videos of what they made in the game. It's pretty cool. So everyone, again, thanks for coming. We'll be back on here, same back channel, same back time, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on the channels of Ahman Green TV and YouTube Ahman Green TV. See you then. And jump in the Discord, please. If you want to help with the show, come up with some this or that's or some topics that may need to be hit on. And then one more quick thing. I was on a car right before I jumped on my stream, and a fantastic group of esports champions that I frequent with once a month. So Danielle York, who we had on the show, John, last year from Dell Computers. So I do a monthly call with all the faculty members that are either starting the esports program or already started one, or they help out in the esports curriculum, scholastic, so high school, elementary, middle school, college level. We all talk about what's going on in our space, so we can all grow together, grow this thing together, because I believe that's how esports is going to grow to the mainstream. We're already kind of in the mainstream, but I don't think we're fully in front of everybody, and everybody doesn't really know what esports is. So we meet with this group once a month to do that. And so I think we're going to grow together in every facet of area of esports if we work together, from the developers out there, from us on this podcast, to the streamers, or to the people in the chat. If you got a show, if you want, you do nonprofit work, do it, because esports is here to stay and it's going to continue to grow. I'm excited to be what I'm doing at the University of Nebraska, being a director and lecturer, teaching good practices of digital citizenship. Damn, well, that didn't come out right. Digital citizenship. Whew, said that. A lot of Z's and T's in there. There we go. But I'm doing my best, and I'm all my best is always, the best for whatever I'm doing to get it done. I know John too. He's doing stuff in the space. He's doing his podcasting thing, which is all in the same neighborhood of what we're doing and growing together, and playing video games too. Don't forget that part. You got to love it. I think we all love it. If you know what I'm talking about, we all love playing video games on some level. So again, like I said, we'll be back next week, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesday. So peace out. Let me click all these tabs to close off.
Brought to you by Bet Online.
Yeah, we're gonna go music first. It's gonna be music first.
Okay, sounds good.